The Clothcat Academy production traineeship took place here at our studio in Cardiff towards the end of last year. The programme was supported by the Welsh Government through Creative Wales. We selected 6 talented animation trainees to step into the heart of our independent studio, providing each of them with the chance to gain their very first production credit while earning a living wage. Our successful candidates spent 8 weeks in production, working as animation assistants on The Ghost of Midwinter, which was broadcast live on S4C on Christmas Day. Our Moho trainees assisted the Clothcat team in various stages of the production process by preparing scenes, assets and shot setups, whilst animating under the professional supervision of industry expert Danny Abram. We asked our trainees to tell us about the production traineeship experience and to share with us the impacts that it's had on their animation careers.
Well, we both already did a short course with Clothcat, so I think we were both already pretty aware of the studio. So I was following them on the social medias, and when I saw the advertisement for it, I applied because it would have been my first grad job. So it was to gain experience for the industry and start getting my name out there and having some credits under my name basically.
My old lecturer told me about it and really convinced me to apply. And then a few days later, I got the Clothcat newsletter thing that also was oh, there's a job.
I hadn't really experienced Moho as of yet, because it's so niche and I really wanted to learn Moho, so that's what made me through it. But also this experience of working in a small team and being in the studio itself has been so rewarding.
Just fresh out of graduation, it was an amazing opportunity to take it up.
I expected it to be challenging, but there were some parts that were more challenging than I really thought there would be. And I've been working on a lot of backgrounds, and that was something that I hadn't really done previously, so it's been a lot of learning there. But even just in a few weeks, I feel like I've really improved, and I'm proud of my work that I've been able to contribute to SIL.
Challenges-wise, it's something everyone's been saying is it's run really smoothly, this project. A lot smoother than we were kind of warned about at the start because of how quick our turnaround time was for it.
I would say there's an invincible gap between jumping from a student film all the way to a professional studio film. I would say that's the a challenge for me personally, just to get used to the gap and how to get used to everything else, the feedbacks and stuff like that. Just trying to get to that professionalism, and yeah.
Honestly, just getting to work with other animators, especially senior animators, and working in a studio and being in an environment where other people are learning as well.
I had an absolute blast making the background characters in the village, all the animals that are in there as well, and the rabbit. It was a mighty fine rabbit.
The block that was the most creative, but also the project has changed quite a lot because we did sometimes we did a first pass and that went through different people, and the end product is completely different than what you thought of. But doing that first pass was really rewarding. Posing a character was really rewarding.
Yeah, I think it's being able to work with really passionate people as well, who are really helpful, really talented people who are really willing to help you out with anything. Made it just feel like a really welcoming environment. So you felt like if you had a question or you were stuck on something, you could always turn to basically anyone, and they'd help you out. And it was just like Kat said, probably the best possible job you could have gotten straight out of uni. I think I learned that I'm more flexible than I thought I was, and there's more out there than just being an animator. There are lots of different parts of the process, and I think I consider more different avenues than I previously did. I think I could get into more of the art side of a project rather than just the animation. I think that's really opened my eyes and opened a lot of doors for me going forward.
I think for me, one of the things I've really enjoyed, I've been bouncing all around the studio with different sort of responsibilities and such. Most of us have, really. So I've had a little bit of everything, and I think a bit that I absolutely loved was working on the background that I did. It's for the Apothecary, it's the inside of it. This is my plug. But
Working on this, I've gotten to work on other things that I didn't get to before. Like, I've done a lot of compositing, which I've never really done before, and I didn't really think it'd be something I'd be good at or like be able to do.
I just feel like it's a lot more easier to.
it feels a lot more like working with paper puppets.
Yeah.
And, like, you've got sort of things that almost seem similar to it, like pin bones and stuff.
Yeah, and you
It
can
feels
pick
like-
it up and
yeah.
just understand it a lot quicker, I think, than any other puppet animation software.
Once you learn how it works, it's really easy to animate in it. So that has that. Now I'm trying to rig in it as well. So learning how to animate in it first has really helped me through like how would a rig perform, like how would a rig be built for an animator. That's like that thought process has really helped.
I've used other softwares, and the sort of flexibility it gives you with being able to do hand-drawn in it as well, and sort of combine the two, rigged and hand-drawn. I think it's really intuitive, and we hadn't really used it before this, and we've contributed a lot to this film. I think it's we're really proud of ourselves, and I think the Moho really helped out with that.
I will be using Moho after this. I am going to continue to use it.
To me, they are like very friendly. Since the first day, like when Greg and Danny opened the door for me, that is the moment I feel like the studio, like the seniors here are like family basically. It doesn't feel like coming in is a burden or going to work. It feels more like going to a place where you just enjoy doing the same thing together.
You're surprisingly normal people. I came into it thinking they'd be really scary, but they're just absolutely lovely. You get along with them so well.
Yeah, I'd just say that they were really like friendly and welcoming, and obviously coming into this we were all pretty new to the industry and new to the software as well. So they were just like really helpful with like teaching us and kind of being like a support network. And like because we're working in a studio environment, if you were struggling on something, you could literally just turn around and ask them to help you and show you with whatever you were struggling with. They were really supportive, really helpful, and really approachable as well. Yeah.
If it's going to be one of the main cast, I think it's the Spirit.
Absolute queen,
Absolute diva. I love that Marcy and Danny have all done this like hip and like hands, and it's like, oh, don't worry, and it's like I love an over dramatic character like that.
Honestly, probably the ghost sprite, because I did so many shots with her and she was just so expressive, and yeah, I loved like animating her.
I thought the shots with Idris in the house were really cute. He's probably my favourite. There's a lot of little details of him doing things in the background, which I think are really nice.
I do like some of the scenes with Nia in when she's quite sassy back to the Spirit. That I like that. I think I'm more of a sassy person. I think anything with a bit of sass, I'm like, that is peak cinema there. Love that. Absolute cinema.
Honestly, just go for it, because this job has been really like eye-opening, I guess, especially as the first job into the industry. It's been really, just like a really nice experience, and I feel like I've learned a lot just from working on this film for 8 weeks. I feel like I've learned way more in the 8 weeks than I have in like a year of uni.
It's pretty much a traineeship is sort of like the first step into finding who you really are as an artist. I feel like I've changed and developed a lot of my like artistic vision throughout these like 8 weeks.
Working in a studio is experience they can't really give you at uni.
Yeah.
So I think, yeah, for a first job, this is incredible. It's like really, I think it eased us in, definitely, and just all the connections we've made, and just the sheer amount of knowledge that I've gained in multiple, not even just in animation, but in multiple different areas of the process, and just learning what goes into making a project like this. It's been really eye-opening. Even with the uni experience we've had, I think it really builds on that. I think, yeah, it's a really good opportunity. I think you should apply for it if you want it.